Cloud9 some games he just wasn't really there in some of those playoff games, in some of those playoff losses. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, on paper it looks like those two guys were top 5 last year. Then you add Electronica, perennial top 10 player, Perfecto, who is a little bit underrated probably, or at least in the stats department you maybe don't see his impact as much. But in the first series here, he was their best performer, right? And Hobbit, who was struggling towards the end of that previous Cloud9 roster, but seems to have found, you know, he looks rejuvenated in this lineup too, and yeah, it looks like a lineup that has a little bit underrated probably, or at least in the stats department you maybe don't see his impact as much. But in the first series here, he was their best performer,
not in the fact that it is the second map of the series, but what we've seen from these two teams already in the tournament itself.
What we have seen already is that Ents can just immediately roll you like a taco and throw you out the window. Straight up.
Hey, who's going tacos? Why are you doing that?
I actually don't know why I went with that one. That could have been so many other ways to finish that taco analogy.
Trash can's a good place for it too, but
what? Is that better?
Or mouth?
Yeah, exactly. That's where I was gonna go.
But I don't make a habit of saying I'm gonna put things in my mouth live on air. I suppose it is a dangerous shredded water.
You should not throw tacos out the window.
Please. What I'm saying is the tacos, none were harmed in the making of the tournament. I can tell you that straight out of the gate. But for real, I think Anubis will be that middle ground where we're gonna get the head-to-head, you know, stylistic clash.
I think for this Cloud9 lineup, the veto is good in a sense that 2 of their most played maps, even after the player break, were Anubis and Ancient, right? So they had a lot of reps even in official games on the maps, and then Mirage a couple of games there too. So they'll be happy with that, but you know, Ents is a completely different beast.
Like I told you, I said Snappy's really good at hiding whatever he's doing and making early pressure on you without exactly knowing what's happening.
Let him cook
in
now. Let him cook.
The A side with a couple of util, but sometimes there'll be 5 and sometimes it'll just be 2. And it'll be 1 minute 40 or 1 minute 35. And if you're in the defense, if you're Axe side in that case, you have to be able to stand your ground and not just fall back immediately, because then the fog of war becomes too dense to work with. You've basically lost the side. There might just be 2 players in front of you, and Sunpires +2 are waiting outside B executing on you. So I want the Cloud9 defense to be a bit forward the first wave of utility in order to call these bluffs, because they are bluffs. That's also part of Snappy's masterclass.
Let him cook now! Let him cook! I said let him cook!
Liquid ain't looking like a whole lot of anything right now, but that's for a different discussion at a different time. What I want to know from you two gentlemen briefly is who you think is going to win. Like overall, this is a series. We can start with Yanko down on the end.
I'm going to go with Ents. I think they've absolutely proven to me that they're a legit contender team at the moment. At this stage of the tournament, against this opponent, I have them taking the series.
Next pick.
I side with him. Sometimes I have to be reasonable.
And only sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, but if I was always reasonable, we'd be bored of hell. But this time I'll go with Ents.
Yeah, you're supposed to be that neutral side of things.
I think that, you know, but I think majority of people still go with Cloud9 just because of the name.
I think they're favorites in the bookmaker.
Well, I do think that can make sense. Of course, gentlemen, thank you very much. We are ready to get into the game. Just 3, 2, 1. All right, let's take off. It's time. Let's get into it. The quarterfinal, Gamers 8.
We're moving into our second game of the day, and my oh my, it's a special one. Ents going up against Cloud9. Ents just coming off the back of a 2nd place at Cologne, looking to prove themselves again to go further in a tournament. Where Cloud9, the team that was built to win, built to dominate, still finding their form, still finding their footing. But fancy either way, we're about to have some fun.
I'm going to put things in my mouth live on air.
Some fun. And honestly, Cloud9, they're looking like an all-star team.
It's a special
we just heard the analysts
going up against Cloud9. Ents just coming off the back of a 2nd place at Cologne, looking to prove themselves again to go further.
عندنا انس ضد Cloud9. المباراة هذه فيها كمية أبطال مرة نتكلم عنهم ساعة كاملة على المسرح، لكن أكثر شيء ممكن نتكلم عنه هو أنه كل الفريقين حصل بينهم تغيرات بسيطة. التغيرات هذه أثرت على وش ممكن يسوون اليوم في المسرح.
Now, we were also hearing the analysts say, right, that, yeah, they're signing events with this, but a lot of people might go with Cloud9, the name value, the power. We look at this, but it's all about them finding their form, bringing it together, and they haven't had that much time yet. They had to play their first tournament, not even with the full 5. Buster coming in to stand in wasn't ideal for them. So this really is the first test of the full tournament of the 5 and what they can deliver. But Hobbit said to me in an interview himself, he's in a honeymoon period. They're having so much fun, there's smiles on their face, but in a game like this, it's going to be not just smiles. There's going to be a lot of stress that they're going to have to go through.
Honestly, it's going to be a lot of pressure pressure on Shiro and Axel, considering the fact that they are the stars of the team, they're the core players with Hobbit as well. أعزائنا المشاهدين زي ما احنا عارفين الآن الأكثر شيء ممكن نركز عليه في هذه المباراة إنه كلاود 9 غيروا اثنين من الراستر حقينهم، زي ما احنا عارفين إنه بيرفكتو صار معهم الآن، إلكترونيك أيضا كلهم جايين من نافي، وأدائهم حتى اللحظة هذه كان مرة مثالي، لكن أنس بنفس الوقت أدائهم كان جدا متميز خلال السنة كاملة لأنهم هم الآن كملوا تقريبا تكون الاستمرارية معهم في هذه.
Well, let's bring our first team to the stage. They're a team from all over the world. They're a team that are looking to dominate once again, and they're a team you cannot underrate.
Let him cook now! Let him cook! I said let him cook!
Raising players bring the absolute best level out of them, and so far so good for them as they continue to have looking for a trophy once again here against some of the elite teams to prove themselves further once again.
وصلوا عندنا في المسرح أعزائنا المشاهدين، هذا الفريق اللي دائما نتكلم عنهم انهم يعتبرون الافضل في العالم وكثير من الناس يستهينون فيهم، بس هذا الفريق ورانا الكونسستنسي حقته طول السنه ويعتبرون من اكثر الناس اللي ممكن انك تركز عليهم في هذه البطوله، مرشح ايضا بالفوز والتاهل الى الجراند فاينل، لكن خصمهم زي ما احنا عارفين هم فريق يعتبرون اول ستار تيم، خلونا نرحب فيهم. رحبوا معنا في المسرح كلاود 9. كلاود 9 شهدنا في الفترة الأخيرة تغيرات كثيرة معهم، لكن هذا الفريق هو مجهز وهو مكون عشان يكون الفريق الأفضل في العالم. صار لهم شهر الآن مع هذا الروستر، ما لعبوا أشياء كثيرة وسمعناهم كثير يقولون احنا في الهاني مون فيز واحنا مبسوطين جدا مع بعض، لكن بنفس الوقت داخل المباراة ممكن كل شيء يتغير، خصوصا شيرو أكثر زي ما احنا عارفين بشر مرة عالي فقط عشان
and Electronic were born to win, but this Cloud9 has been built to win, and that's what it's about proving right now, showing what they can learn, showing how they can develop themselves, showing how they can find their form to hopefully get themselves further across these tournaments and dominate. But it's not going to be easy against this team alongside them.
not gonna be easy. أعزائنا المشاهدين أنس وكلاود 9 المباراة هذه راح تكون بس 3، المباراة هذه بتكون الفائز فيها يضمن مكان في السيمي فاينلز، وأيضا لا ننسى إنها سيمي إليمينيشن، معناته واحد منهم راح يودع الرياض اليوم. هل يا ترى بيكون كلاود 9 الفريق الكل أكثر ولا بيكون فريق أنس اللي ورانا كونسستنسي طول السنة؟
Both teams can get ready for this fight, but it is
I'm Daba Mandela. This is my Soweto travel playbook. Grown up in Soweto.
Can I vote this time?
Oh, you want to now? Okay. So many times he was saying, no, I don't want to have a vote. Where you going then? Come on, tell me.
This is going to be Cloud 9, man. I mean, Axel and Shiro with the full roster. This is a dream.
It's a happy team right now. Ents, for me, is certainly the favourite. Journalist desperate. So you know what? Here's we can go with Cloud9. We can jump together.
So definitely we're jumping together. أعزائنا المشاهدين هذه المباراة بتكون من أحمس المباريات اللي معنا على طول. الفائز فيها بيتوجه للسيمي فاينل. هل يا ترى يقدرون يسوونها كلاود 9 أو إنس؟ على طول خلينا نروح مع المعلقين نتكلم أكثر.
Let's get into the game. It's Cloud9 taking on Ents.
Well, welcome back to Gamers A, ladies and gentlemen. You join us for our third quarterfinal, second game of the day, and what an absolute banger we have in store for you. This could be the game of the tournament. Two titans of the CSGO scheme prepare to clash as the new look Cloud9 take on the powerhouse that is Ents. There is no clear favorite here, Anders. This one's going to go down right to the wire.
I'm so looking forward to this. I think this new Cloud9 team look amazing, but I am really a fan of the way that Ents have managed to build not just this team, but so many teams in the past with a lot less funding than a lot of other teams. They're building it from the ground up. I would say ENCE is one of the few organizations right now in the world that are doing esports in a really reasonable way.
Absolutely.
They're actually building for the future. It's super cool. It's hard not to be a fan of what they're doing, and I think they're going to be performing really, really well. I kind of also want ENCE to win because there is a chance that if they do, that we could have the rematch against G2 because they're on the other side of the bracket.
Point.
That'd be sick as hell. But it's a little bit into the distance. I don't know if G2 are even going to make it past. I mean, we don't know that yet. I'm looking forward to this one. I think this is going to be one hell of a game, Henry.
I think you might be onto something there, Anders. I don't know about you, but I'm going to go full send for this one. I think this could be the game of the tournament. So much skill on the server. It's an absolute cracking map to open things up as well. Ancient, where no love will be lost between these two teams. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to kick off the third quarterfinal. Buckle your seatbelts. ENCE taking on Cloud9.
Well, let's get right into the game. ENCE going to be starting on the CT side, Cloud9 on the T side, and we are on Ancient to begin with a great constellation of maps. I really look forward to it. Obviously, Anubis is that second map, so we're just going to have a lot of fun here. It will not be boring. We'll see if the monitors will stay on the table or if they end up on the ground like the other day, but either way, who's your favorite for this one? Do you want to pick a winner?
I don't know. I
So
have no
hard,
idea. I just want to have a good game and everyone to be happy, Anders. That's all I'm looking for here. And we'll get into the action. Cloud9, like you said, on the T side. They've got P250 in the hands of Shiro. You know he can be deadly with that pistol. A smoke to follow as well. And all 5 players are towards middle right now. This is avant-garde. I haven't seen an approach like this before. It's very slow as they start to execute now. But they've got a backstep coming in from A main.
Yes, they have a double push, in fact. Now, they're going to get the first kill on some players. That's at least something, but Snappy was quick on the return. And now they're smoked off. They're actually routing their whole attack back to the A-bomb side through the middle, and they run into Nerds, and they instantly destroy him. Electronic to take him down. Snappy hoping for a headshot. He has to get the headshot here, or his team, I don't think they'll be able to get the retake in. Madden showing up just in the nick of time, and they're still just the front of the bomb on the other side. Oh, it's Snappy from the other side. He stops the bomb plant, and now he's in a 1 versus 2.
Here we go then. A little bit chaotic here, as you might expect with them to the server, but it will be Cloud9. A lovely A split. It was looking so promising. A bit more complicated than they would like. They weren't really checking that CT spawn position. Snappy's position made them actually very uncomfortable indeed, but it will be a convincing game leader event, unable to find a single frag in that exchange, but Axel, he certainly did, fragging out there, finding himself a hat trick, and it will be 1-0 in favor of Cloud9. You would expect the force spike in a second. Pius confirms that with the scout purchase. Just catch our breath around us, as per
everybody in the middle on the C side.
Right, so you get full mid control, then you throw that smoke. I mean, you have to go towards
novinha do ABC, novinha do ABC, vou te comer, 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 novinha de São Paulo, novinha de São
that comes a specific role that he's playing. I would say Nerds are going to compromise, and I think Snappy and Madden are some of those players that you can get them to do whatever you need, basically.
What a tournament Pius had in Cologne as well.
Oh yeah.
Show-stopping, superstar level. Unfortunately, didn't quite display that same caliber in the grand final. That was the only problem. They were undefeated on their route to that best of 5. A 3-1 deficit in the end, but still, what a journey it was. Certainly taking the attention and trying to take this team seriously.
I'll tell you another reason why I do like D-High is because he comes from actually a generation of Polish Counter-Strike that suffered under the original VP tags, and all the goals to find people there. Exile as well aware. A lot of chances to move on. You have to risk the AK or the Galil here at all. They can just take it a little bit more slowly. Comes a shot from Electronic. Nothing I think Nerds can do about this. He's going to do way more than he could have done. Yeah. It's a little bit surprising, but still, they're going to be maybe get another kill. Well, he definitely can through the smoke like that. That's surprising. And that's a 1 versus 2. It's going to get a bit nervous. They picked up the bomb and they've run. They said, you know what, it's not worth it.
Well, there's so much space that's been garnered here from Hobbit. He's waiting towards the red room area. So even if he does somehow read this fact, they're going back towards A, there's no way he can preempt Hobbit's position here. I don't think he even checked his corner. Down he goes, and Hobbit confirmed around the force by swept away there by Cloud9. Pretty comfortable in the end. A couple of nice kills from Nerds, but the round was never really in danger, it felt like. So that's absolutely fine. Has to be the full eco for Ents going forward. Not really much you can do with this, I'm afraid. Maybe get a flashbang, try and push down the B ramp and see if you can trade out some kills here, but should be a bit of a gimme for Cloud9. They've got the MAC-10s, a perfect weapon for the job going forward. They'll be able to farm an absolute boatload of cash, send in Shiro and Perfecto first, and see how much cash they can find.
Meet Stephen. He's a certified accountant. QuickBooks Online Accountant helps Stephen manage and communicate with all...
And it's just a matter of time now. Go through the motions. You can throw these MAC-10s in. You don't necessarily want them for that first gun round, but not the end of the world if you do.
Yeah, but you might as well. It's such an easy way to play the game. You jump in around every corner. You don't worry about anything. You know
that's what we call it. Like if they get this very clean sweep here, they keep all 5 players alive. That's what we call the bonus round. You've had so much success. You're entering the first gun round with those MAC-10s. So we'll see if that rings true as Madden, very proficient with the decoys. You might see here, looking for the headshot, not quite connecting, not really worth the fight now for Electronic.
Yeah, you don't want to see him re-peeking. There's almost nothing to gain. So what if you get the kill? If you die, on the other hand, it's a little bit more tricky. Good shot from Hobbit. Bring down Dihar, and that makes it 4 versus 5, and every chance here to get a bomb plant. Again, it's just a question of testing out the Deagle a little bit. They'll finally take down Madden, and they're going to be fine after that. Just, I mean, some more upgraded pistols are in play, but for sure, Cloud9 are feeling very safe in this round.
Hobbits and Electronic should take care of business here to close things out. Just Nerds and some Pious remaining. No armor, some upgraded pistols here, looking to see if they can get an exit or two. No real reason to hunt, but Axel with the wall bang. We'll find the penultimate frag. That will do. Getting 1 kill on a full eco is about all you can expect. It gives some Pious an extra $300, pays off the debts for his P250, so not all is lost. But that's one of the MAC-10s gone. It's not a full bonus round here. They'll have 3 AKs and the MAC-10. They might want to bring out the AWP early, but time will tell. As we get into the first real gun round here, some Pious will pick out the big green, of course, and this should be an exciting start here. We'll really set the tone for what to expect here on it.
Let him cook now!
You didn't ask the question. He is going to pick up an AWP of his own. So actually throw away the...
Let him cook!
Oh, it's not worth it. Let's
jump. There we go.
Already passed. I don't know if he realizes. Does try and get the shot there. It's Martin to go down. That's not how you want to start the round. And look at the push-up from Shiro. He saw a gap in the defense. I don't know how he knew, but he knew.
Everyone knows that Snappy loves to play in that K position. If you take down his defending teammate there, you can lock him in at this stage. And Shiro, you'd think he hits that shot, but narrowly misses out. They still got the man advantage here, looking to cut the bomb side in half here.
Let's see what they do.
Nades being deployed left and right here. Should be significant damage on that HE. Bomb desperately trying to be planted, but being spammed, they're taking a lot of damage on roots here. No, he buys them some time. A kill going in favor of Ents. And anything to say about this one.
Yeah, well. Good round. What's Hobbit up to? For so long. On the other side, Hobbit is taking a fight with Sun Pious, and he's going to win that fight. Still got a minute on the clock, so they're not under
so
pressure.
Confusing for them. The bomb's down at B, but they're finding kills towards A as well. And there it is. It's a very chaotic round, as you might expect here, but it is going to be 4-0 for Cloud9. Just working that opening.
You want to flash? You want to flash up and after?
And Shiro, as soon as he gets it, you saw how much conviction he had running at that B ramp, knowing the snap he'd be locked in the cave, and there's nothing he could do at that point. It's opening kill, pretty standard, but it's this play afterwards, knowing there's the open side.
Yeah, even if he doesn't get a kill, just paving the way for the rest of the team to follow behind him. Yeah, what a weird round. Probably very hard for Ents to call what's happening, especially when Hobbit gets the kill over the A-bomb side. You must be wondering what is actually going on. 4-0 in favor of Cloud9. Some really aggressive rounds that have come out for them here. I love it.
And unfortunately for Ents, even with the maximum loss bonus, it's going to lead them to a half-buy scenario here in round number 5. Smiles all round for Cloud9, a tactical timeout here, a chance to discuss options going forward. And it's still a viable round. It might be a half-buy, but you've got utility, you've got upgraded pistols here, and Ents are very proficient with them. It's Dha with the MP9. Now, he is a specialist of that weapon. He can do unspeakable things with the SMGs, and we've both seen it many, many times. So don't consider this one a foregone conclusion. And it's looking to be an A lean this time. Well, Shiro and Axel operating towards the A halls. Looking for that opening pick once again. There's a boosted player in the form of Dha. Bear in mind, he's got an SMG in a prime position there on the A bomb side. That can be very difficult to deal with.
That's what they're hoping for. They're really gambling a fair bit on that. Axel does check it. You called it, Henry. You said it. He is known for that. With the battle against Axel, jumps down to pick up the AK. Oh my god, it's the Molotov that takes care of him.
That's so sick from Shiro. Just reads it perfectly. Drops the Molotov on the gun, spams the bullet to the Deagle as well, hits the shot, gets the kill, and he's almost got a team kill there, but Hobbit will maintain the advantage here. 4 versus 3, but 2 players remain in the B bomb side. It's going to be Sun, Pius, and Madden. Nice crossfire as well, focusing towards the cave. It's a tight choke point. They don't have to commit to this. They can just leave Hobbit here and go back towards middle if they so wish. Plenty of time remaining as they start to spam through the wooden boards here. Big kill from Hobbit. And that should be enough here. They just need to deal with one more player. It's going to be Sun Pius, who has now been smoked off towards long.
Good work. Why risk it? Why try and fight him straight up? Just smoke him off and put the bomb down and be sure to win the round. Yeah, good that there was no team kills. We had enough team kills in the last series for the whole day.
A new world record, I think. It was at least 8 in that series. It was absolutely insane, but nothing out of the ordinary so far. Apart from Cloud9, absolutely ravishing their opponents here. Nice shot from Sun Pius, a consolation prize perhaps, as this round has slipped by the wayside. 3 players remain. Electronic recovers Shiro's orb.
When you get your next big idea, say sparkly ketchup. Grammarly's tone suggestion.
Instead, it's going to go towards the tunnel. 3 versus 3 in the aftermath here. This could be really tricky. I think you're right. You don't need to lose a player. It's going to be the try to get the kill on Snappy. No, good shots on the AK. They're going to have to be leaving Shiro alive. Nearly gets the shot. Not quite. They're on the defense. He hit as well. He has to push forward. Tries to jump once. He wanted to get the jump. He was mind. I'm sure he was thinking about it, but can't do it now. His aim was going to take out.
Like to call that there's some bias in the top because he read it well as well. We've heard in his interviews as well. He called one once the early start of the round. Shut it down, but as you might expect, with that exceptional retail from the likes of Nurse, and they post their first round against the second feature. All by the other side of course, 20 weeks sorted for Power. So much success early on, 5-1 here. First kill, not to swap, retreat.
It's turning out that way.
So finally silences here. Should be a W with 30 seconds left to block. That's probably not for a fragment out the second. So to finances, we maybe have one more man here.
Yeah, it's come to an end rather quickly. Cloud9 would love to keep it running, but Ent's really stepping it up, especially Snappy. Obviously, these 2 kills, playing a dangerous game.
Confident. On there.